Before the Battle of Sekigahara was the feudal era where battles were widespread with land, pride, and often reputation on the line. The Battle of Sekigahara would end all that to put a uniform system in place. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a prominent lord at that time who commanded an enormous army, had requested his 5 men's inner circle that in the eventuality of his passing he would like the succession to fall to his 6-year-old son. Hideyoshi's passing would come to fruition. However, opposing factions scoffed at the thought of being led by a 6-year-old, especially Tokugawa Ieyasu, Toyotomi's main rival. Nonetheless, Mitsunari Ishida, loyalist of Toyotomi, vowed to carry out his dying wish. Meanwhile, the 59-year-old Ieyasu, eager to fill the power vacuum, saw this as his golden opportunity, which created an instant rift between himself and Ishida's factions. War was in the air, and it evaporated on October 21, 1600, a day that has been etched in history books. The Western forces led by Mitsunari arrived 80,000 strong in the pouring rain and squared off against Ieyasu's 40,000+ troops. A clear disadvantage in the numbers and strategic positioning was caused by his tardiness. The battle kicked off when Mitsudaira Nobuyasu, son of Ieyasu, figuratively jumped the gun by attacking Yukita of the Western forces. The puzzled Eastern forces would counterattack via Masanori Fukushima. As the battle intensified, hidden hands were revealed. Hideaki Kobayaka, the most famous turncoats of the Western forces, had a secret pact with Ieyasu to switch his allegiance, so he stood down as both sides went at it. Kobayaka at 19 commanded a fleet of 15,000 soldiers who had deep-rooted resentment for Hideyoshi, who had sold him into slavery, and Mitsunari, who confiscated land from him due to a failed attack against Korea. Mitsunari's brutish ways resonated among the forces as only 1/3 of the 80,000 fought. The course of the battle shifted when Kuroda Nagamasa sent his sharpshooters to attack Mitsunari from the side. Protecting Mitsunari was Shimasakan, a fearless fighter, who when killed caused the Western forces to be demoralized. At the height of the battle, Kobayaka attacked his fellow Western samurai Yoshimitsu Otani, which was the nail in the coffin for Mitsunari, who had one foot in the grave. In what could be dubbed one of the most incredible escapes of all time, fled to a cave in neighboring Shiga Prefecture, where he hid before being captured by Yoshimasa Tanaka, who brought him back to Mitsunari, where he was later publicly executed. Japan's economic practices have always been ahead of the curve. Post-Battle of Sekigahara, Japan was divided into 300 jurisdictions where the rulers were called daimyos. Daimyos were expendable as the land they occupied was leased to them by the Tokugawa shogunate, who could and did in some cases move them around like pieces on a chessboard. Daimyos had to pay tribute in the form of rice, crops, or local currency in a reign that lasted over 260 years. This was the start of peaceful times in Japan.
Oh my, yeah.